Greetings, everyone. This is Alicia, or AVP. So thank you all for joining me for this special impromptu live stream that we're doing. So, in case you guys didn't know, yesterday was the first official launch of the AVP Orville Lounge. And you guys may be wondering what exactly is message boards, how do they work? And so I'll answer so many questions. Hey, Chloe, thank you so much for coming out. So, like I said, if you have any questions about how message boards work, I'll be happy to explain it. I'll give you guys a tour of how it works exactly. So, basically, message boards is basically an online site where you can basically post and interact in different places. So, let me show you guys what it looks like, which is now officially launched. And like I said, everybody's more than welcome to join. Membership is completely free. You don't have to pay anything to do it. As long as you have an email address, I believe you can just register and go for it. So this is basically how the site is going to look when you first come in. So let me scroll up a little bit. When you first come in, you're going to see this banner that's across the screen that says AVP's Orville Lounge, and it says in the corner Okay, sorry about that, everybody. Internet issues. Oh, I hate that so bad when our phone rings, and guess what? It messes up with everything else. So, welcome back. This is AVP, or Alicia. So, basically, yesterday we launched the AVP Orville Lounge. And basically, the AVP Orville Lounge is a fun, interactive web forum where fans for the Orville series get to interact with different people, and you get to post opinions, you get to share theories, you get to do a lot of fun stuff. So let's look it over in case you guys are wondering what exactly is the AVP Orville Lounge. Let's share the screen. Alrighty, so here we go. So this is basically what it looks like when you first come in. You're going to see my little avatar that you guys see a lot of times when I do a lot of Orville content and stuff like that. So that's basically my avatar, and it's basically called the AVP's Orville Lounge. It lets you know that this is my own personal brand. It doesn't belong to anyone else. And this was set up for me by some of the people in the Orville community who said, okay, let's help you set up this. So this is basically what looks like. The top forum is only for staff members only right now, which is called the moderator area. And then below that is the rules and guidelines. We'd really like you to look these over before you sign up for anything, but let's look these over in case you were wondering what they look like. And in case you guys were wondering, registration is completely free. You don't have to pay anything to sign up for these. You can just basically just sign up, register, create a username, and sign up. So let's go over the rules. So the first one is a COVID-19 announcement that we have. My friend Chloe helped create this one. It's basically letting us know that we're still in the middle of the pandemic, and basically we don't want to post any misinformation out there. If we do, Pro Boards could shut us down. Pro Boards is the one that basically supports and is the one that is our main server, you might say, in layman's terms, that they're basically the ones that host our site. So if we don't follow by their rules and guidelines, that basically we can be shut down. And basically this announcement is letting everybody know that even though we're in the midst of don't post any Okay. Now it seems to be acting okay. Ugh. Sorry about that. Okay. So I'm going to stop my camera. Anyway, let's go back to the site now. I don't know why I was acting that way. It was just acting really like crazy. So this is the AVP Orville Lounge. Basically, it is the first thing that you come on is the rules and guidelines, basically. And like I said, we are hosted by Pro Boards. Pro Boards basically is the one that we report to indirectly. So because we are their, say, sister site, so to speak, in many ways, that basically when we do these kind of things, we have to follow their rules and guidelines. And so basically this post right here is letting us know that we can't post any information out there unless we know for a fact it's absolutely true. And that's basically what this post is all about. And then below that, we have rules for announcements because we have an announcement section. And so for this one right here, it says basically announcements should be only created by the staff members. So don't use the sticky options. There's a sticky option on here. So don't do that, please. It'll make it a lot easier for us because us staff members are trying to create announcements for different things. So if you see an announcement, it should be only done by staff members only. The staff members are myself, and you'll see their names listed in the site where it's listed as moderator or other titles. Mine is listed as an admin, but basically all staff members have a particular color for their profile. It'll say in their profile that they are staff members, and basically only they will be doing the announcements. So basically, if you were just a regular member, please don't do any of these. All right. Next one is about rules for introducing ourselves. In case you were wondering, how do we exactly introduce ourselves to the forums? So I said it may seem ridiculous for creating rules for introducing ourselves, but let's establish a few basic rules. You can choose to not include your actual photo of how you look. You can use a Bitmoji. Mine is actually a Bitmoji that was created for me. So like I said, those are perfectly fine. And there's also some that are preloaded into the forums that I've loaded in already for you guys. Let's see. Don't make fun of people when they do share images, because I mean, we want this to make a fun, free, hassle-free environment. We don't want any harassing going on. We want to make it very fun and lighthearted in here. So don't make fun of somebody saying, "Oh, your picture looks so stupid," or that doesn't look anything like you. Please don't do that. We don't need that kind of stuff here. All right. The next one is, don't ask too many personal questions for a person when they're posting like their profiles. Some people don't feel comfortable answering those kind of questions in their profiles and stuff like that. I've been on forums where somebody was harassing another member and asking a ton of questions, and the other member was very much overwhelmed by this. So like I said, if you don't feel comfortable answering questions about you and your life, just make that clear. Hey, I really don't want to answer these questions. And basically, that's what's going to happen here. That we're just say, if you don't feel comfortable answering it, you don't have to feel like you're pressured to answer those questions. The next one is, don't share the images unless you have permission from the original owner. So, for instance, my profile picture is the little Bitmoji of me. Don't use that unless you talk to me first. So, like I said, I don't mind you sharing it, but talk to me first, because I use that as my brand for my podcast, and I also am using it for this web forum. So like I said, get permission first before you use anything off of these sites. The next one is, if you are using something from someone else, make sure you give them the proper credit. Make sure you don't steal it and say, "Oh, this is actually mine," when it's not yours. We don't want any copyright issues, folks. We really don't. And then another thing is, don't cyber stalk any of the members. We may have members that come in, maybe from the actual cast and crew that may come out. Let's not overwhelm them. Let's just let them post, let them do what they're going to do, and let them be. This is not the time to keep hounding them and say, "Oh, no, this is not the time to do that." We basically want to make sure it's a respectful environment where people can understand, that they feel free and safe to come in and out, and let them be. Let them do what they're going to do, and just let them go. Okay, let's see. Next one is the rules for the production site, because we have a production thread section. So that we have to share, us staff members, we have to approve these posts before they come in there, basically. So that means we can't just post something unless the staff has approved of it. Also, they must be from the actual staff and production staff. So, for example, say Tom Constantino gave me an image. I can only share that if he gives me permission to. I can't just go out there and post it unless I talk to him and say, is it okay for me to share this? Also, if information seems to be leaked and if we're not sure, we had an incident earlier last year, I think it was, when we had an incident with these leaked photos, and we basically had to put a stop to it almost immediately. And so if you're not sure if they're leaked or not leaked, talk it over with one of us staff members, and we'll talk it over between ourselves and talk to the actual production crew and say, hey, is this okay for us to share? If not, we're going to have to shut that down right away, because we don't want anything leaked out that doesn't need to be leaked out beforehand. All right, the next one is the rules are for the theory zone, because we have a theory zone area. I hope I'm not going too fast for you guys. If you want me to slow down, I can slow it down a little bit, but this is the theory zone. So we all have different ideas for different theories. Make sure it's an original idea, not borrowed from another source. So don't try to say, oh, I have a theory for time travel, and it actually it happens to be the whole plot of Back to the Future. Please don't do that unless it's an actual theory you yourself came up with. It needs to be an original idea. Also explain why you believe it to be true. Be detailed as possible. Offer necessary feedback when responding to others' comments, questions, suggestions. If you disagree with a particular theory, explain why you disagree with it, but do it politely. And also try to keep your language appropriate when you post it too. So try to keep it clean. That's all I ask. Next one is for the rule for the suggestions board. We have a suggestion board as well, because you're free to offer suggestions to us. So let's keep them clean and appropriate. Let's give an example of what you want to see done with pictures, videos. Also, understand that not all your suggestions are going to be taken and put into the boards. Us staff members will be going over it and having meetings between ourselves saying, do we think this is an acceptable idea? Is this not an acceptable idea? Basically, keep in mind that you may suggest something to us, but it may not show up actually on the forums itself. But give us time to read it over too. Don't expect us to give you an answer, say 24 hours later. No, we need time to read it over and everything. So don't rush us, please. Next one is the gaming threads. We do have some games on here as well. Excuse me. So basically, I give an example of how to play the games. The only one that you're supposed to be posting very quickly in is the Latchcomb thread. So basically with these, it just shows you how to play it, basically, in case you don't know how to do forum posts, that tells you how to do it. All right. And then the last one, which is the most important, is the rules that we need to follow here in the forums. We may make adjustments later on, but these are the main rules that every member has to follow. Even I myself, as the main admin, I have to follow these rules as well. So let's keep this environment free. We don't want any controversies such as political topics, religious thoughts, etc. These kinds of topics are very sensitive and controversial, and we don't want to add fuel to the fire that by having these kind of topics in here. We want this to be a lighthearted, safe environment to convene in between periods of chaos in our lives. Second of all, no bullying. We will not allow any kind of bullying. There's too much bullying out here in the world. We don't need any more bullying than there already is. Third of all, we don't want to spam the boards. Give people a chance to interact before we respond or reply back. Unless you're in the Latchcomb thread, which requires a quicker response. But other than that, all other threads, you need to basically give people a chance to respond to them. Also, keep your language appropriate. We understand that many of us are older than 18, but we may have some members that may be appearing in the forums as a guest. I mean, we don't want to make it feel like that this is only adults only, but let's keep our language appropriate, basically. Also, abuse will not be tolerated in any form. Abusing a member or a staff member can have you risk of losing your membership immediately. So if we find out that you're harassing someone else and it's getting ugly, just know that you can be losing your membership. Also, no content is going to be posted unless we've gotten the appropriate permissions to share them. We don't want to leak content that hasn't approved for sharing and risk copyright infringement. If you're not sure of the content before, send a private message to one of the staff members. We're going to look into it. Another thing, no hate speech. Please don't. We don't want any hate speech here. We really, really don't. Hate speech is not allowed. Another thing, don't impersonate anybody, please. I mean, when you're writing fan fiction, that's a totally different matter. But basically, don't impersonate and say, I'm so-and-so when you're actually not. Please don't do that, because we've got staff members that are, I'll say this straight up, I have interacted with many of the cast and crew over the years, and I have actually invited some of these cast and crew members. And so please don't impersonate to say you're someone when you're not, because the thing is, these actual crew members will contact me, and guess what? It's going to end up on me to deal with that kind of consequences from them. So please don't do this kind of thing. We do have some levels of bans and stuff like that. So the first one is just a very mild one. The next ones are a little bit more serious, where it's basically 24 hours. You lose your membership for a little while, where you can't post on the forums. The next one is basically you can't post for 48 hours. Then it gets a little bit more serious. Basically, you get revoked for a week, 7 whole days. The next one is 14 days, 2 weeks. The next one is for a whole month. The next one is for 2 months. The next one is for 3 months. The next one is for 6 months. And then the next one is 12 months. And then the final one is where you were burned permanently. Keep in mind, if you receive any of these formal or informal warnings, that you are free to ask for your status to be lifted, and we can make adjustments accordingly in your profile. Like, say you had a 25% ban rating on your profile. If the staff members have come to a conclusion that you're not stirring any more trouble, then we will perfectly allow you to stay on the forums, and we will reduce it down to the next level. But if we don't find it to be in the right, if you've been still stirring up a little bit of trouble, we'll say, no, thank you very much, but try again the next month. So please keep in mind that we cannot just automatically reduce the rating. You have to come and request it to us. Alrighty, next thing. So that is all the rules. Those are in a separate section when you first come in. And then when you come in, we've got announcements in here. We've got the general one. We've also got information about the cast and the characters. We've got production one, the theory zone, the research area, related discussions, poll and post. And then down here is season 1, where you basically talk about the different seasons. Now, everything is organized by the various episodes. I did personally go through this myself to make sure that they're all in order. So season 1 is all in order already. So it basically was from season 1, Old Wounds, Command Performance, About a Girl, If the Stars Should Appear, Priya, Majority Rule. Priya, Krill, Majority Rule, Into the Fold, Cupid's Dagger, Firestorm, New Dimensions, and Mad Idolatry. So basically, if you want to write about, say, Old Wounds, you would put it in here, and you would put in the particular section that you thought would be best to put it in. If you're writing about a further episode, say Mad Idolatry, say you think, oh, the statue that was made of Kelly, you can put it right there. That's a perfect place to put it there. But keep in mind, this is only for season 1. We have another season for season 2, which is very similar to this season 1. Season 1 is right. So this is season 2 now. We are now where they're all out, put in order. Gelogia, Primal Urges, Home, Nothing Except in the Fishes, All the World is Birthday Cake, A Happy Refrain, Deflectors, Identities 1 and 2, Blood of Patriots, Lasting Impressions 1 and 2. Let me see. No, I'm sorry. Lasting Impression is only one. I'm sorry. Sanctuary, Tomorrow and Tomorrow, and The Road Not Taken. So those are all for season 2. Season 3, we don't know yet all the titles. So until I know the complete order, season 3 is going to remain untouched. I ask that you guys don't post in this one until we have the complete A-OK. So like I said, this is empty as you can see, except for that COVID announcement I was telling you guys about. Just leave that alone. I ask you guys to please leave that section alone until we know for what sure these episodes are. Then we have discussions where you can talk about the Kalon. We have discussions of the krill, which is some of you guys' favorite alien species. So there's a post in here about Avis that I have created. Then there's one about the Mocklins. And let's see. Then we have one about the Zelayans. We may expand this a little bit further later on, so you guys will to other alien species, but keep in mind that these are the ones that we have so far. Also, below the ones about the cast and all that, then we have the cast other projects. In case you were wondering, well, what other projects have they done? In case you were wondering what they want to, if you've seen them in, we've got everything from Seth MacFarlane to Adrienne to Penny, Scott, Peter, Halston, Jay Lee, Mark Jackson, Jessica Zazor, BJ Tanner. Now, keep in mind that certain ones we may have seen, like for Kai, who plays Ty. Yes, he is in commercials and everything like that, but the thing is, he has not done anything officially besides Orville. So until we find out what they all have done, other projects, it's best that we keep these blank for now. So these are the main cast. And then we have the production with a lot of the main production ones on here. So we've got David A. Goodman, Brandon Braga, John Cesar, Brandon Fayette, Eric Hayden, Brooke Noska, and Tom Constantino. We've got their main jobs that they've done beyond. It also includes Orville, yes, but that's their main thing that we have listed in here. Hey, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. So we're just going over the forums. All right. And then after we look over what the cast and crew's production stuff is, yes, this forum is up and running. So Mitch Watchtower and I are both staff members on here. So I will give you guys the link for this site in case you guys want to sign up. Registration is completely free. We just launched it yesterday. And I'm just going over the rules and everything like that, how it works basically. So in case you guys want to sign up for this, this is the site. It's called avporvillelounge.freeforums.net. It is hosted by ProBoards, and basically you are welcome to sign up for this. Like I said, there's a lot of things that you can check out for this. There's a lot of fun stuff. Right here, I've labeled this as the Simulator Fun Zone, where we can discuss, say, the comics. Because I have all the comics, as you guys know, I have the comics with me. And so these are basically all the comics in order as they've come out so far. So you're more than welcome to give comments on these comics and stuff like that. So you're welcome to talk about those. And then let's go into the games. So right now we have 8 members currently. There's 4 of us staff, and there's also 4 non-staff members. So these are the game sections. Let me take this off so you guys can see a little bit better. So we've got everything for a humor thread, that things that will make us laugh. Everyone in a big chuckle, because a lot of times life gets pretty serious. So this is one of the things that can make us laugh, like Isaac as Mr. Potato Head. So that's pretty fun. And then below that, we've got some other fun images. Like we've got this one as the cast and crew as when they were doing the gender swap for the different characters. So that was kind of funny. I mean, but feel free to let us know if you find any other fun images. We're free to post those in there. And then we've also got these typical ones that are on message boards. Basically, it's called like city name game. So for this one, the first one is Annapolis. But in the one that starts out, you start with Alexandria. So the next one you will start with B. So you keep on going until you get to the end of the alphabet to Z. And then once you get to Z, then you start over with A. So it's basically A to Z. The Latchcomb thread, we have not officially figured out when we're going to start doing those trivia kind of things, but that will be in here. That is in here. So basically, it's a fun game where you can create any Orville related questions or any science fiction. So whoever gets to 1,000 points first. So basically, the Orvilles must be related to Orville cast, crew, episodes. You can only skip one question. You can't use it again until the new round starts. So use your skip option wisely. Don't use your computers or your phone. You're just thinking off the top of your head with these, basically. So basically, if I were to say, if I give you this question right now, what state is Ed from? No cheating. Now see if you guys can remember. Where is Ed Mercer from? I'll give you guys a second or two to see if you guys can remember that one. Where is Ed Mercer from? Where is Ed Mercer from? If you're not sure, let me know and I will let you guys know the answer. But try not to look on your computers or your phones, folks. Where is Ed Mercer from? Earth is a little vague, so I need a little bit specific. He's from a particular place in the Earth. You are close when you say Earth, but there is something specific I'm looking for. He is from Earth, but there's a specific place he's from that I'm looking for. There's a specific answer I'm looking for. I'll give you guys 10 more seconds or so. If you're not sure, let me know you give, and I will give you the answer. Okay, so I will give you one hint. He is from somewhere in the United States. Okay. Anybody else want to guess, or are you guys ready to give? Anybody else want to guess, or are you guys giving up? Because I will tell you straight up, because it's in the episode Priya. He is from Massachusetts. Ed Mercer is from Massachusetts. Because they were talking about the Salem witch trials, and Kelly got a little freaked out, like, oh, why didn't you tell me you were from there? So he's when he tells Priya, oh, I was from, I think it was Andover, if I remember correctly. So, yeah. That is where Seth character Ed Mercer is from. Okay, let's try another one. That one was a little bit tricky. What part of Gordon's body did Isaac remove? What part of Gordon's body did Isaac remove? That is correct. The right leg below the knee. Yes. His right leg was removed by Isaac. So, yes, like I said, those kind of answers, you have to think quickly. When you're doing these kind of latchcomb things, you have to think quickly. So, basically, it would be kind of like that. So, like I said, I'll give you one hint or clue. And like I said, whoever got to 1,000 points first, you would have to think quickly on these kind of questions. It explains it a little bit better in the forum once you see it, because it's kind of hard to explain it right now. Let's see. After the latchcomb ones, we also have fan created stuff where you guys can share stuff that you have created. These are not created by the cast and crew. These are something that us fan members have made. So I'll give you guys an example of something that's fan created. So I have some fan fiction posting rules in here. So I said, okay, so let's try to make sure if there's a scene that's a tad inappropriate, whether it's a love scene or has some violence and everything, make sure that you have a rating that's indicating that when you're writing these kind of things. Also, don't use actual dialogue from the series. That's plagiarism. Be descriptive when you're writing stuff, but don't get too descriptive. And don't write any fan fiction of the cast or crew. Please don't do that. It's just don't. And then you have fun with it too. But like I said, don't put actual fan fiction of you with someone in the cast. Please don't do that. That's just, I mean, as much as some of us love certain ones, let's not do that. We don't want any hot water from these folks. So here's some examples of what I'm talking about, of what something that's fan created that I myself have created. I basically did a haunted cadet one. So this is me in my Orville jacket. And basically I used the sepia feature on my phone to take the picture. And then I used a black light for this one, acting like I saw something scary. As you guys can see, it is a black light. And then I used the black and white filter for that one too. Like I said, that was something I created. You could create something similar yourself if you're doing fan created content. Also, I also talk about my podcast in here too. Whoops, went to that one again. I don't know why I did that. My mistake. Sorry, folks. Okay, why are you doing that, mouse? You keep clicking on the wrong thing. Silly. Silly, silly mouse. So my podcast is basically where you can listen to the different episodes I've done. They are on Spotify, Pandora, and I just Googled it yesterday, and they are on iHeartRadio. So if you guys are interested in listening to my podcast, this is the link to where you could find it as well. But yeah, all of these I've done myself. So I need to edit this in real quick. You guys can see how it worked when you're editing and adding post in here. Okay. And I've released 6 of them. Alrighty. So like I said, when you can see right now that it looks a little bit like when you're typing into, say, Microsoft Word or a text kind of site, that basically that's how it looks when you're typing things in here. So that is the game's fun area, the fun zone area. And then there's videos. And then there's the final section in here is where you basically get to leave suggestions and comments for us. That's where you can say, hey, could we have a section where we talk about Havina or a particular character? So this is one of the videos that I did where I was discussing about certain episodes and certain songs in here. Like I said, I've got the music video from the song Lasting Impressions, and then I also have the gag reel in here too, so I'm sure many of you have seen this one.
Sorry, I didn't know we were rolling. We were just talking out here. Okay, you gonna act? Okay, you're gonna act now, guys. Hey, Chad. Can you do one where you're not pantomiming fellatio? Thanks so much.
Oh, it's sad.
Just want to go on record that was a business request that falls under the purview of my job. Okay, let's move on. I also think that
oh,
what's the thread of like, what did Seth say? That was the acting police.
Get the door open. On it.
whoops, whoopsie.
I was already on. I started acting. Totally forgot what I was thinking.
You're out of line. No. I cut your line, Captain.
Oh my God, it is. Wait, what's my line? I've never seen him make a mistake. Mark was coming back in with his helmet off. Bless you. Go get
Understandable feeling.
it.
Oh my God.
Ouch. Oops. Oopsie.
That's my chair.
My ear.
Approximately 1 nano. Okay, sorry.
Oh.
Who said that?
Fuck, we're gonna get fired. Doc! I have to tell you about the future! You want to continue, don't you? No, I know, I do, got it.
Oh my God. So like I said, we have a lot of fun stuff like that where you can share the everything like that. So does anybody have any questions about these forums and everything like that? I'd be happy to answer for you guys. Because I'll be more than happy to answer questions you guys may have about these forums. I mean, like I said, registration is completely free. And there's different ranks that you guys get to have the more you post. So it helps if you post more. We really, really like a lot of chatter and we like a lot of communications. But like I said, don't do it excessively. Do it where it's like done in the tastefully done, basically, where it's, you know, it doesn't feel like it's excessive. So like I said, feel free to ask any questions. Me and what Miss Watchtower, who is here in the chat, she is one of my co-workers on here, so to speak. She is basically my supreme moderator on here, and she's happy to answer any questions I have. If you have questions, ask me. I am the main admin on there, and I will happily answer any questions you guys have. So feel free to ask. So feel free to ask. I mean, like I said, thank you so much. Yes. Forums are a lot of fun. They really are. I mean, that's how some of us became friends, because that's how me and Miss Watchtower became friends with each other. We joined a forum. And like I said, there's something special about forums, like I said, because I remember those IMBD boards as well. It's just you. I remember those very, very well, because I remember posting in there a lot of times about some of my favorite movies, people I knew. So yeah, the forums are really, really fun. There's something special about these forums because, like I said, they're all fan-based. They're all created by us fans, and it's basically for anybody in the fan community. I have sent out invites to the people of the cast and crew to invite them as well. Only time will tell if they accept these invites, but we will see what happens. But they are aware that they exist. I can tell you guys, in all honesty, that they do know they exist. And they were launched, like I said, just yesterday. And we're hoping to do some special stuff for, say, holidays, even some not traditional holidays such as April Fool's Day. We're planning on some fun stuff for that. So, like I said, feel free to ask any questions that you have about them. If you have any comments, any suggestions you guys may want to see. Because, like I said, we're talking about the Mocklins, the Zileans, the Krill, the Kalon. That's our 4 main non-humans that we're discussing so far. And I also have our Orville Bible that I may share some stuff from it. Let's see if yes, I have it right here. That I will probably post some content from that. So there's a lot of content in this book. But this is only from season 1, so a lot of it I'm going to have to refresh my memory when I'm rewatching the season. Right now we are up to season 2 and rewatching it. So like I said, there's a lot of content in these as well, the comic books. So there's stuff that I'm going to have to include because these are technically considered canon. I mean, these are the first 4. And then there's these right here. And then there's these as well. Yes, exactly. If you missed the stream, feel free to ask us any questions on the forum. And also you can reach me on Twitter. You can reach me here on YouTube. I always have my private messages open. No question is a dumb question, guys. Feel free to ask it. I mean, like I said, any question you guys may have, that's perfectly fine. We'll happy answer it for you. We are not endorsed. I will keep that, let you guys know that now. We are not endorsed by Hulu. We're not endorsed by Seth MacFarlane or any of his cast or crew. This was just basically a fan project that was created by us fans to share with all of you about the series, how much we love it, and we want you guys to share and love it as well. I mean, if you happen to be, say, a fan of Star Trek or something like that, and you're new to the Orville community, that's perfectly fine. Just like I said, keep it clean. We don't want to bash anybody because somebody loves a particular fandom more than the others. We don't want to do that. We make it fun and supportive. That's the best way I can put it. We want to make everybody supportive. Yes, you can message me or Miss Watchtower. She goes by the username Miss Watchtower. That is her username on Twitter if you want to reach out to her. And mine is always AVP 60685. My Twitter messages are always open. I always have my phone on practically. I always have my Facebook open. I have my Twitter open. I have my Instagram. However you need to reach me. And if you have my personal number, you can call me. But like I said, we have 4 staff members currently, me, Miss Watchtower, and 2 gentlemen, Big Daddy John and also Nick, or Mercer Create. They are part of the team as well. And basically, we are all supporting each other. Yes, I am aware that there's an Orville 24/7. We're supporting them. We're all under the one umbrella called Orville, basically. So we're all working together. We're all supporting each other with this project. I mean, the Orville 24/7 are the ones that helped me launch this. And basically, with a lot of organization, a lot of planning, I was planning on launching these last year, as some of you know, and some of you thought I was going to do it earlier, but things have gotten a little bit crazy. But yesterday I felt was the best day to do it. And so that is why they are launched now. But like I said, feel free to message me or anybody in the staff, any questions you have. But like I said, there's a lot of message board things that you can do. There's a lot of profiles, things you can add in. There's a lot of avatars. The only one that you are not free to use is this one here. You can't use the one I have currently where I just stopped my camera. That one is my personal one. I am sorry. That is mine. So unless your name is AVP or Alicia, you cannot use this one. I personally requested that one. But all the others are free range. We have one that's preloaded in there for everybody. But we also have others to choose from. So let me open those so you guys can check those over in case you guys were wondering. Well, I don't want to use the one that's already preloaded. So let's go over those so you guys can see those as well. And let me share my screen again. Yes. Share screen, share audio. Yes. Oh. So if I was going to go in here, I would go under profile. And then I would go under where it says edit profile, which is on the far right. Under here where it says avatar. That is the first one that you come on, basically. Well, if we have another number named Alicia, oh dear, I think we're in some serious trouble then. We are seriously in trouble. Okay, so we would go under here where it says news form avatar. We can pick one. Like I said, you cannot use this one unless you are me. We got the latch cone, Havina, Ed with Kermit. We got the ones where they were looking like they're half asleep here. We no longer need to fear the banana one. Bordis, the birthday cake one. Gordon as a krill, pointing his krill gun at Ed. Bordis with his Santa hat. Bordis with his cigarette. Gordon and Lamar with the hugging the donkey. Gordon singing the ship. Gordon missing his leg, his right leg. Hugging the donkey, Dan, Derulio, Ed, Admiral Halsey, Tala, and Bordis. Alara. I believe that is Admiral Tucker. Admiral Oxen, I think. The latchcomb, me throwing a latchcomb. Ed. Some of these random background ones. Ed and Talea. Ed with the crew. The Planetary Union one. Upsada, Kelly, Tala, Alara, Kelly, Gordon, Ed, Ty, Bordis, Isaac, Marcus, Lamar, Penny, Yafid, Dan, Derulio, the whole room, Kermit. So as you can see, there's a lot to choose from. Oops. Okay, so that is basically the different ones you can choose from. I mean, we've got a lot of fun stuff in here. I mean, you guys are more than welcome to join us. And feel free to come. I mean, we're not excluding anybody out of this, really. So, like I said, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm going to turn that off. So, any questions about these that you want to know? I mean, message boards are pretty straightforward. If you're not sure how to post, we have a mini tutorial there. If you're still not sure, feel free to message us and we'll be glad to help you out. It's pretty straightforward. If you have used message boards before, if you have not, we'll help you out with teaching you how to learn how to use it. Let me think. I think I did one where I showed you guys how to do it in case you guys didn't know how to post. Let me go to that one real quick before I forget. So, yes, share audio. Go back. And it's under, I believe it's under general. Yes. It's the first one in here where it says under general, a little bit of everything. So it's going to be this first one. It's a little tutorial that I helped create for you guys. So first thing you need to do is figure out what category you want to put it in. Then if it's a topic that's already listed, then you're going to hit the reply button and type in your response and then hit submit. If creating a fresh topic where there is no previous topics, you hit the button create thread, and in that thread you will create your post there. For much shorter responses, you can use the quick reply ones. Don't be alarmed if you see a topic suddenly rise into the topic after you see responses. That's perfectly normal. It's okay. Certain ones are already prearranged to not follow or anything like that. And then look over what you're saying before you hit submit. You can preview the button. And then there's different fun options that you can do. The globe one is for links. The envelope one is for emails. The small photo is for sharing photos. So here's what a tagged thing looks like if you were to tag one of us and you're not sure how to do it. It basically will tag me or whoever you tagged. But check it over, see who it is. And then here's a quote looks like. And then here's what an image looks like. And then here's how a video would look if you were posting a video. So it's basically like this one here where I was promoting. This one where I was talking about the platform. This was before we officially launched yesterday. So, yeah. Okay. So, yeah. That is basically the AVP Orville Lounge. And we look forward to having you. We really do. I mean, there's not really any limits on how many people can join. We just ask you, when you're creating your username, try to come up with something fresh and different. That way we know you're different from all the other Orville fans out there. We are aware that many of you are huge fans, but do something to make your username stand out versus all the others. Mine currently is the AVP one because I always use it all the time. I may eventually modify it right now, but right now it's just the one I'm currently using all the time. So keep that in mind when you do things like that. Let me think. Is there anything else I need to add in? I can't think of anything else. I mean, if you guys have any questions, feel free to join in. You guys are more than welcome to come. We are more than welcome to have you. We would absolutely love to have you in the forums. I mean, we have extended it to our cast and crew. We will see if they join, but we would love to have you. Our Orville family, stay there and post. But like I said, this is a lot better than Twitter or Facebook or Instagram because a lot of posts tend to get lost when they're online and you miss them. But the thing is with these message boards, they typically don't get lost. It's easier to find it, it's easier to track it, and it's easier to refresh it. And it's also a good way to interact with other fans to find out their feedback on what they think of particular episodes, particular characters, particular, say, alien planets. What do they think of that? Who knows? There might be a fan out there that agrees with whatever you say completely. There might be a fan that disagrees with you, but the thing is, there's a way you can do it properly without feeling like it escalate into a bad form, basically. It's basically a way to feel safe and also a way to interact and also just kick back because let's face it, the world is a really crazy world. But the AVP Orville Lounge is basically just a fun place to just kick back, have fun, and just take it easy for a little while. So, does anybody have any questions before we wrap up for tonight? Like I said, registration is completely free. You don't have to have a particular username. You basically create the username that you feel like you want to use that would be best associated with you. And like I said, we already have preloaded avatars in there, and feel free to use those. And just have a good time when you come out. I mean, just give people a chance to respond. Don't spam the boards. Basically just have a good time. That's all I can say is just have a good time out there. I mean, we want to make sure it's a fun, safe place to be. Because the Orville community is something special, and we want to make sure that everybody feels safe and special there. I mean, it's always made me feel safe and special, so I think it's only fair that we extend that same courtesy to other Orville fans because we've got fans from all over the world that love this series so much. So let's be respectful to them. Let's be respectful to those that are only sight to say, okay, let's see what they're up to. Let's have a good discussion without being crude toward each other. Let's make it safe. So yeah. So like I said, anybody have any questions before I close up tonight? If not, I will just close up. Doesn't look like I have any questions. I guess we've answered all the questions you guys might have. So, so we look forward to having you, and we look forward to you registering. So, so here's a question you guys may be wondering with registration. Make sure you keep a note of what your password is, because we as staff members, we don't keep up with your passwords. We don't keep up with your usernames. We're not going to. So, okay, let me go where it says log out real quick. So you would go toward the top where it says register and fill out the form from there. So basically all I ask is if you have an email address, and then you proceed from there. But basically most of us should have email. But yeah. Chloe, you got anything to say before I wrap up? Because I know Chloe's out there in the chat and she's monitoring everything for us. Okay, I guess she doesn't have anything to say, so. Okay, thanks, Chloe. So thank you all for coming out. Appreciate you participating in this small little impromptu stream where we're just basically explaining how the Orville AVP Orville Lounge works. If you still have questions. Okay, yes, great question, Chloe. PMs. So PMs are private messages. Private messages, you can typically tag more than one person in those, and private messages typically go into a section. You will get a little thing on the top. I'm going to show you guys what a PM looks like, in case you guys were wondering. What do PMs look like exactly? So yeah, I'll show you what a private message looks like. So you guys are gonna see what happens when I get a test. When I get a test one. But like I said, we're going to show you guys how a PM works exactly. We're going to show you how PMs work, in case you guys are wondering, how does a PM work? So she is going to send me hopefully a private one soon, and you guys will see how it looks when you get a message. So feel free to refresh your page every so often. Okay. So no new PMs. Don't mind the ads, guys. The ads, they're normally not overly annoying. They're just pesky. That's the way I can put it. Alrighty, so you guys just saw on my screen the little thing on the upper right where it says messages, and it's highlighted where it says 1. So when I hit that, I will hit that. The first one, as you can see, says hi. It lets me know who it's from. And it lets me know how many replies are in there, and it lets me know who created. The first one, you don't need to pay attention to right now, guys. So this first one, if I open it up, and this is what she says, basically, this is what a PM looks like. So if I were to quote what she says, I would hit quote. And I can add in stuff in here, sort of like I was posting. So I could add an image in here. I could add a video in here. I could tag in a second person. I'm going to tag in tentatively her in this case. So this one tagged her in, and then I'm going to add in a quote. Oops. So you will scroll to the username that you're needing. And I'm going to add in my quote. All right, and if I want to look how it looks like, I can hit preview. And it basically would let me know how it looks like. So this is technically what it would look like when I'm sending it to her. And lets me know who's all participating in the chat. And then I would hit at the very end, I hit the word reply. As you can see, there's my reply, and there's hers at the top. So let's see what happens when if she replies back to it. So as you can see, my little notification went away, letting me know that I've responded to her message. On her end, she is going to see something very similar to what I showed you guys. Hers will show up as one notification letting her know that she's gotten a PM. And so far, she hasn't responded back to it yet. But some of these people, they don't respond quickly. Some of them, it takes them a while. It may take them a couple of days. It may take them a couple of hours to respond. But for us staff members, we would respond pretty quickly. As you can see that she and I both are online right now, and we're responding to each other. And like I said, PMs are the best way to interact with us staff members. If you send a PM to someone else, only you and that person that you sent that private message to can see that message. So if I were to send one to another staff member, they would be the only ones to see that. I can't go into someone else's private message box and read what they're saying, as if also they cannot read mine. That's my and as you can see, there's a response back. She has responded back to me. Message number 1. Let me know she has responded. Replies 2. See, it let me know there was 2 replies in there. And she added in a smiley, as you guys can see. She added in a smiley on her. So you see, she added in a smiley on hers. I didn't put any smiles. But here, if I didn't want to go into all that fancy stuff, so let's go if I want to add a little smiley in here, because exactly, it acts like a thread. So where she got the smiley was to the one next to the quote one. These are all preloaded in here. These are all preloaded ones. And let's say I want to add in a different font. Once I choose what I like, and you can make them all the way up to this big. And then you could also add in underline, italic, bold, strike out if you wanted to strike something out. You could do that. You could do that. That. You could insert a table too. And you see, that was my reply to her. And like I said, that's only between her and myself. No one else in the staff or of the regular member sees this post. But here's the thing. If you notice, my post count did not go up. Post counts are not affected by private messages. Your post count only goes up if you're posted into the forums themselves. So basically, if I were to post in one of these regular forums, whichever one, even if it was the staff one, it would basically increase my post count, but it would not do it in the private messages. So if you see your post count not going up ask yourself the question, are you in fact using the private messaging only? Because it won't go up for that. And we have different ranks. I will go over that really quickly so you guys can see what happened. So here are the ranks that you guys can get for posting in the forums. So if you post 500 posts, your rank goes up from the ensign, which has the red star currently. You guys who just signed up, you just started out. Exactly. You got to be very careful with private messages. Make sure you don't do it with more than one person. With the ranking and stuff like that, you start with a red star and you're an ensign. If you do a lot of posting and a lot of talking, then you go up to, say you've done 500 posts. Guess what? You've gone up to a lieutenant and now you're an orange star. If you do 1,000 posts, you go up to commander and you get a yellow star. If you do 5,000 posts, you go up to captain. And if you do 10,000 posts, you will go up to admiral. And who knows, we may add in some special ranks as time goes on. But these are the current ranks right now. So basically, all of you are starting out with 1 stars. And basically, you will have the ensign rank right now. It's nothing, anything bad. Don't be alarmed if you have the red star next to your name. It's just that's the only reason why you have the red star. Okay. And as you guys can see, I didn't get any new private messages while I was gone. But if there was a new post, it would let me know there was a new post in there. So when there's a new post, it lets you know that there's new posts. I will show you an example of one of those. Is there one in here? None of those are new. And then we also have our first contest in here too, guys, so you are aware that our first contest basically is where you get to create your own holidays. So here's contest number 1, so you guys can hear about it. So you have to create an original holiday that the Orville crew would possibly celebrate that we certainly don't keep. All I ask is that you don't copy a holiday that's already being used and try to double it as your own. We don't have any prizes set up yet for this, but please don't steal someone else's idea. That's all I ask. Also, there's only 1 entry per user, so don't try to create more than 1 account. We will know it. There's a way us staff can know that it's more than one, that you have more than 1 account. So we will know if you're trying to steal the vote. Don't do that. Please don't. And they have to have an appropriate theme. You have to write at least 5 sentences detailing your holiday and its origin. And then you have to send your replies as a reply to this, basically. And then you have fun with it. But we'll let you know when we have prizes set up and everything like that. But like I said, even with this, you can see that there's not any private messages that have come through while I've been gone. And yeah. And as you can see, the little post that I had down here that said new post, that's gone away now, because I had read that over. So basically, if I had not read that over, that would be still saying new post. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. If not, we will wrap up. And you don't have to keep your private messages, basically. You do not have to keep your private. You can just delete them. Because that was just, like I said, a test one. But you can tag more than one person, yes, in private messages. It's very, very tricky if you are trying to... Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. About polls. Yes. Thank you. I appreciate you showing me that one. Yes. Thank you, Chloe. That's why I keep her around, folks. She's not my voice of reason to help me figure things out. So let's go down to the polling post. Yes, thank you. So we are under here in the polling section where there's different posts where you can post things. Yes, I will show them the shout box too. Thank you. So the polling post, there's a lot of different polls that I have set up. So this one is one I created called Topa's Gender. So this is what happens. She chose the vote. Now, if someone else came along and disagreed with this particular opinion, it would change to a different color. So if someone else were to come along and say, keep Topa a boy, this would change to a different color. 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 If I want to stop the poll and it's getting out of control, I would hit lock poll. If I'm not sure who voted, I can look over and see who voted. Ah, Miss Denham or Chloe voted. Chloe's the one that voted on this one, so cool. And see, her post count went up because she posted in here with her comments. It didn't go up because she used the private message boards. The next thing that we're going to discuss real quick before we wrap up, yes, thank you for reminding me about that one, Chloe, is the shout box. So let me scroll down. This right here where she has posted the message, this is the shout box. The shout box is basically where we can post, say, some random comment. You could type something in here. If I want to add a smiley, I could add a smiley in. And see, this is where I added my comment in there. And if I didn't like my comment and I thought it was pretty bad, I could just hit the X button. See, it went away. Now, if you didn't like what somebody was saying, you could hit some kind of button on here. I think you could, I forget what you do exactly, but basically you would let people know, hey, I didn't like that comment. You could also contact us that way as well. Let us know, hey, something's a little off. So I'm going to switch this up. Say I'm going to switch it to more than one thing like that. Okay, so okay. Okay, and then add that one in. As you can see, it's bold and is it italicized, what I added in. I think that's everything. Was that everything I needed to go over, Chloe? I think I went over everything that needed to be gone over. Ah, so let me stop my screen. So is there anything else I need to add in, Chloe? I think that's everything I needed to discuss. Okay, I'm gonna wait, Chloe. Okay. Links at the top. let's see. Okay, yeah, the search one and stuff like that, that's a little bit more advanced, I think. I can understand why you'd have that. But yeah, the profile one, basically you personalize it for you. So yeah, I can go over that one really quick about the profile one though before I forget. So what Chloe is talking about, in case you guys are wondering, guys, is these sections up here on the upper left, where it says help. This is the help guide that lets you know how to do stuff. That's a big help if you guys need to know how things work. Then there's the search one, which will help you look for things. So you basically type in what the word you're looking for, where to search, category, who to search. That can help you look for things like that. The calendar. Right now, the only thing we have technically on our calendar right now is when we launched the boards, which I created yesterday. So it says every year on August 1st will be the celebration date of the official launch for these message board. Each year that comes up, we hope to do video tributes and other fun things. So please feel free to share your input as well. Thank you. Right, exactly. I won't. That one's only for me. So, okay, that's the calendar one. And then this is our list of members. That lets you know who all our members are and the day they registered, who's our admins, and who are the moderators, basically. So it lets you know who's what the last time they logged in, basically, and when then they registered. I believe it will let you guys know that too. The profile one that she's talking about is this one right here. So basically, this is a little summary thing that lets you know your profile, lets you know your email address, a location that you can type in, the day you registered, any social media accounts that you have that you want to link with your profile. You can add those in. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Those are all welcome in. This one will let you know, let's see, activity. Yeah, it lets you know when the person posted in these particular threads. People that you're following. Say they're your friends and you want to find out how they're doing. Following and friends are very similar. Groups that people are a part of, only us admins need to worry about that. You don't need to worry about that. Let's see. Summary. So like I said, you would go in here to where it says edit profile to do the things that you need to do to edit stuff. So that's where your avatar is. Under avatar, the first section. The next one is personal, where you put in, if you want to share your email, if you want to share your gender, you can put in a location. Like I said, mine says somewhere on the Orville lurking around. You can put your website, your most recent status, a signature, personal notes, social. This is where you would put all your social media accounts in here if you wanted to put those in there. Settings, if you want to see people's avatars. If you don't have to see them. How you want to see the dates, basically, you can change that up. Notification, you can let people know when somebody's joined, when somebody hasn't joined. Badges, because sometimes some of us staff members may want to give you guys this as a special little treat. Never know. But some of them are like the hot potato, somebody that's good at coding, somebody that's a great writer, somebody that does a lot of likes, people that are designers, people that are comedians, apple pie, snowballs, all sorts of fun stuff like that. You guys can totally add those in. So yeah, I think that's everything, guys. I think that's everything. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. If not, we will wrap up. Okay, thanks. So yeah, that is everything, guys, for the AVP Orville Lounge. Like I said, we welcome you guys to it. If you're more than welcome to join. Registration is completely free, and we look forward to having you there. Like I said, it's basically a labor of love for you guys, to let you guys know, hey, this is someplace special to hang out. And yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll give you guys the link one more time before I wrap up.
Would it make a noise?
Mm-hmm.
It will.
Yeah, but I'm gonna wrap.
I'm fixing music.
So yeah, feel free to ask the questions, guys, to us. Contact Miss Watchtower or myself. And yeah, I mean, our private messages are always open. And like I said, there's no wrong and dumb questions because some of you may not know how message boards work exactly. So yeah, I think that's everything. So thank you all for coming out. We hope you enjoy your time with us when you join us. Because like I said, registration is completely free. And like I said, if you don't know how message boards work, you're more than welcome to check out the tutorials and stuff like that. And you can come back to this video. Those of you who are catching the replay of this video, I hope you will find this informative on what you need to do. But like I said, you can totally message us anytime. And I will see you guys another time. You guys have a wonderful rest of your evening. And I think that's everything. So you guys take care. Be blessed and stay safe. And I will see you guys another time. Good night, everybody. And remember, the universe is our limit on what we can and cannot do. And just keep spreading the Orville love around. If you know anybody that would be interested in signing up, make sure you recommend it to them. And just have a good time. We will see you guys next time. Good night, everyone.